Hello fellow traders, this is Paul Lummel. Got two stocks for you tonight. This one is, first one is HIMS, H-I-M-S, HIMS and HERS Health. This one had a big run up in 2024 going into 2025. Caught some of this myself, and we have another opportunity potentially in the cup. I'll break down the cycles here in a second on this one and UPXI. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Really helps us reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Also, we're looking for talent, maybe someone who's not locked into their own way of trading and is open to exploring a new outside the box form of cycle-based trading, which we use to swing trade equities and day trade indexes, SPY, QQQ, and futures. If you have any interest in that, DM me through our social media or email me at paul@bitcoinertradingclub.com and I'll give you more information. And just to give a little market update, we still at about a D+ rating, very close to switching over to the C and even the B. If we can get the higher high in the index. Actually, we are getting very close to that. We just need to confirm that pullback with a higher low on it. So right now, D+ market, and again, next couple days we may be switching back to bullish for sure. Market's acting real well, even having a lot of good charts setting up now. Okay, getting back to HIMS, H-I-M-S. Again, this one a huge run up 2024 to 2025. About a 12 BMI, vector of 1. So we pulled back into the cup. Now the TM-1 cycle was a little bit of a deep cycle. You went from about $73 down to 27. It's quite a retrace on that. And you know, nice thing about it, it did get a very good bounce off of that low, basically about a 1.6 BMI, so that's really good. So that was out of the TM1 and the TD9 cycle. Now the price squeeze came in here. You had a TD9 cycle there, it's 50-day cycle. TM1 is a 1.5 month cycle, so you have price squeeze coming in there because you don't have a violation on the TD9 cycle of the TM1 lows. And if you look at the wave action here, you can just see how the prices were holding that TM1 cycle lows. Came back into that wick, but did not close below it. So now we popped out of that. We have a TM2 cycle in play. That's a 3.5 month. We're a couple weeks off of that. About right there. Actually, we're about a week off of it, probably. You know, sometimes you get the exact set, sometimes it's off by a week on either side. So getting very close to it. This is kind of what I expect. You get maybe a wave 2 pop up here. To set that might even be in a $75 range where the psychological price point is. Now why I like it here is because you got the breakout over here, and you can see right here it wants to hold that $50 psychological price point. So despite that big game right here, it kind of like gapped down 3 bars at support above that $50 psychological price point. So could very well be a buy above these 3 bar highs, and then hopefully get a pop pretty quickly outside of this over here, so you can move your stop to break even. But cycles look really good on this, and you know, it's quite possible we're getting into May right now. While we're getting into June, sell in May and go away, basically. Summer slows things down quite often, and you know, maybe the market just wants to run right into summer. But a lot of times you get the TSS set for the summer cycle, and then you get a 4 to 6 week pullback. Let's say that the TSS set up first few days of June, and then you get a 4 to 6 week TSS pullback, 1 to 1.5 month, going into mid-July. A lot of times that July 13th area after the 4th of July holiday, maybe another week after that for travel. Then you get the bigs coming back in the markets. So mid-July, maybe going into the last couple weeks of July, maybe the handle formation. So let's say it spikes up here early June, and then you have a Cat 2 pullback maybe through mid-July to set that handle low and then possibly back up. Again, markets have their own rules. So what I'm saying is just speculation, just based on previous experience. But it could blow right through that, keep on going. One thing it's going to have going against it is the basement supply. You know, up here you're going to have 200% basement supply at this $75 psychological price point. So it's gonna need a TSS set and pullback, 1 to 1.5 month TSS probably, but no guarantee. It could continue just blowing through this and back up. So, but looking pretty good. It's HIMS. I want to also show you another stock, UPXI. I'll do that after we get back. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you can find our club lingo at bigkahunaTradingClub.club/lingo. Okay, here's another setup. This is a much higher risk stock because of the big gain in such a short period. But it does seem to have a price squeeze coming into it. But the problem is you can fall right through that very easily just on, look at that right there, 1,000%. So basically wave 2 on the pullback. Again, it could very well put a nice, print a really nice gain out of here, but it definitely is risky. I wouldn't make it my primary trade right now, but it does seem to be holding a $10 psychological price point even after that big gain. So cycle wise, you had a TM1 in the cup, 1.5 month, TM2 3.5 month, and now you have the 5 to 7 month cycle TM3 setting up. It's a higher U pivot. That's actually really good sign of strength. That inside the cup, the TSS is higher than the U pivot is what I meant. So basically, after that big gain, you got wave 1 pop, wave 2. You can see doji forming on a daily, right at that $10 PPP. Good potential trade entry might be the breakout of a 2-day high right there. It's at that 1250 psychological price point. But again, this one really has super momentum. Stock is UPXI. One other thing you got going for this is you have the primary cycle off the IPO, 3.5 year. So double top up here, 3.5 year TY2 cycle, right at that set right there. And so this is another reason to like this on the pullback. Once we get outside this primary cycle line, TY2, this one could really move. So looking pretty good. This is UPXI, UPXI Inc., and the other one was HIMS. If you're interested in our trading style and want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtrading.com. Hope you enjoyed the video.